We don't talk enough on here about how hard it is when your child who is nonverbal gets sick. Not to mention, they can't tell you when they start to get sick. A lot of the time, it's really hard to judge their symptoms, that they have any at all. They might be like a little low energy, but at times Ella is a little bit low energy in different times of the day, and then it picks back up. It's very confusing to judge. And so there's days where I'm sure she had to go to school not feeling well, and I had no idea. And we just thought that maybe she was having an off day. All of a sudden, things change within like an hour of her going to school. Last week, she was completely fine, and then she came home from school. I'm sure she probably wasn't feeling well that day, and I just didn't know it. She had her ABA therapy, and it just seemed like she was really, really tired. Things went downhill very quickly towards like the last hour of her therapy. So she went to bed really easy that night. She slept all night long, woke up in the morning, and she seemed like her normal self, just like lower energy. I had ABA come first thing in the morning because it was the weekend, just as they always do. And she went through about an hour of therapy, and then all of a sudden it just seemed like her ears were bothering her, and all of a sudden she had the sniffles out of nowhere. So we had to call it a day. I sent them home, and then really quickly she just escalated to having a fever, sniffling a lot more, just kind of wanting to sit around. But it's not ever like the same as it is for us when we're sick. Not like she's laying down, she's like sitting up, just kind of like zoning out, not knowing how to take care of herself. And I can't really tell her what to do because she doesn't understand. I can't be like, lay down. She won't do it. She just wants to be kind of on the go even when she's sick. So it takes her a lot longer to recover. Not to mention she can't blow her nose. I have tried to teach her so many times. She's 9 years old and she still can't blow her nose. Her sicknesses last longer. And anything upper respiratory for her has always been so hard. She's sick, and then of course, then she starts feeling better within like a day or two. However, the cough and the congestion remains since she cannot blow it out. So it just keeps lingering for days on end, to the point where I think it was like 6th day that we'd been dealing with it, she starts coughing like crazy. It picked up a lot, and I think that was just the end of everything kind of resolving. The next day, she was completely fine. This was the weekend again, so we were 7 days out. She's finally better, and I'm okay that day, but I'm tired. And then that evening, we get the kids to bed, and I lay down, and I'm like, oh my God, it just hit me. Like, I don't feel good at all. So it hit me out of nowhere. I know it had to have hit her out of nowhere. All of a sudden, my throat hurt. All of a sudden, I was congested. All of a sudden, I had a low-grade temperature. And the whole night was just horrible. I was in pain. My muscles started aching. I am glad that it hit me when it did. It hit my husband at the same exact time. So all night long, we were trying to rest. But the hard part is when your child is fully recovered and they are very energetic, because they just can't sit still with their stimming and that kind of thing, with severe autism and ADHD and all the things. Still had to take care of children, and we could barely move that next day after we came down with it. So my husband and I, we each had to take naps. So I have a toddler, and then I have Ella. We took 2-hour naps. Like, I would take 2 hours and he would watch the kids, and it's like we can barely like move, and we're just like laying there trying to make sure that they survive and make sure that they're fed. So 2 hours later, then he would take a nap, and I would have to muster up the energy to take care of them. You know, every person knows what this is like. It's not easy, no matter if you have a typical child or a special needs child. But the difference is you can't talk to your special needs child and tell them to go take a break, or we're going to have an easy movie day, or we're just like resting today. There's none of that, because a lot of the time there's a communication barrier. So that part is really hard. And it's really hard to get any rest. Now with my toddler, it was much easier. She totally understood that I didn't feel good. She was trying to like comfort me and put a blanket on me, and like, even though she was still being loud and obnoxious, she at least understood that I couldn't do a lot because I didn't feel well. And it's just really hard when you can't explain that to your special needs child. So to all of you that are getting no sleep because your special needs child is sick and they aren't getting much sleep at night and they're up because maybe they can't blow their nose and they can't work through the symptoms and they can't tell you what's going on, and then you are like trying to take care of them for like a full week, and then all of a sudden you come down with it and then you're sick for a full week. I see you, and it's not easy, and keep going.